Last Sunday, we did discuss about first block, second block, first and second block, 5-year plans and adult education, and implementing agencies. Whereas in today's morning session, we are going to focus on block 3, participatory training and participatory research in adult education. Now, coming to the block 3, we have totally 4 units. Participatory training, it's a concept and process. Unit 10, participatory training, methodology and materials. Unit 11, learning environment of participatory training. Unit 12, participatory research. That means this particular block, it entirely deals about training and research in adult education, mainly in the context of participatory approach. Because as we focus on adult education, instead of conventional training, instead of conventional research, we need to go for participatory training and participatory research. Let us see what actually the participatory training mean, participatory research mean. Participatory training concept and process, unit 9. First, training is a learning process which mainly involves learning of new skills, concepts, and even behavior among other things. That means skills, behavior, and concepts are learned as a part of training. Basically, we say that training is more of related to psychomotor domain. Let us know there are two types of training: conventional training, then participatory training. First, let us see what is conventional training. Yes, Mr. Bilal Sheikh, can you just specify what do you mean by conventional? The word conventional.
But it means the training methods which have been used previously in previous times.
Okay. So, conventional training. Yes, Bilal. Apart from your points, we can say that conventional training is nothing but a kind of traditional training, a regularized training. In general, what pattern of training we follow, that is called conventional. But conventional training is not alone sufficient for adult education. For adult education, as we know, nothing but we are going to give education to the neo-literates and people who are not literates. For them, while giving education to the adult learners, we follow conventional training. What happens here? In conventional training, the trainer is everything. He or she thinks that they give the complete information. They may or may not elicit knowledge from the participants. But when it comes to participatory training, we give importance to the adult learners. They also can act as a resource person. They also can add inputs to the trainer like that. Let us see one after one. Conventional training adopts a trainer centric approach where a trainer becomes a central point around which the entire process revolves, while learners adopt a passive role. That means in the conventional training, the trainer plays very active role, and whereas the learners just they are receiving information, and the relationship between trainer and learner is in the mode of teacher-student relationship. Trainer assumes that I am here to give knowledge, I am here to give training in learning certain skill, and the trainer and training institution have the responsibility of training. Here, trainer and the institution which is hosting the activity, they have the responsibility. This is a traditional training, we can say. Then, trainer defines what the learner has to learn, how learning can be learning needs can be met. Learners learn what the trainer teaches. That means here the trainer decides everything. Trainer teaches everything. And here trainer may or may not consider the active participation from the learners. Here only learners are like made to learn skill. The trainer is considered as important because they think that they are knowledgeable. This is somewhat we can say conventional training. To summarize, we can say that conventional training is somewhat we can say teach centric, teacher centric. Here, basically, in adult education, as a adult educator, when we give education to the neo-literates, non-literates, we go for conventional. What happens? We just keep giving information, keep training. We may not listen to their experiences. We may not willing to get their knowledge and all. See, this means we are underestimating the adult learners and all. See, this is not the right approach in adult education. Because adult education is little a bit different from other kinds of education. So the training need to expect participation, active participation, not only in terms of skill acquisition, but also in terms of sharing opinion, sharing knowledge, sharing thoughts, etc. from the participants. Right? Understanding participatory training. Now we know about conventional training. So I was keep telling that participatory training is more suitable to the adult education compared to conventional training. Conventional training is nothing but regular training which we regularly see in day-to-day life. Like we know faculty development program, training programs and all. There the resource person will transmit everything. But nowadays, I do agree that nowadays resource persons are going for not conventional training, but they are also going for participatory training. That means not only for adult education, even for the completely educated people also, while updating their knowledge, while updating their skills, there is a provision for participatory training. Let us see the concept of participatory training. Conventional training disregards learners' knowledge and experience. It won't consider adult learners' knowledge and experience. Adults generally learn better, remember better when they hear information, see demonstration and illustrations, discuss information ideas, and practice. Please remember here in the convention training, hearing information is there, seeing demonstration is there, and even practicing is there, but may not be discussing the ideas. Not that there is no provision for discussing the ideas. The convention training also there is a talk, there is a training, there is a demonstration, but no elicitation, no participation in terms of discussion and sharing of experiences from the participants. But that is not the case in case of participatory research. Participatory training deals with adults. Generally, it deals with adults. As such, it has theoretical base, the principles of active learning and adult learning. Principles of active learning and adult learning. Yes, Mr. Bilal, what do you mean by active learning?
Sir, active learning means that the students who are learning, they get involved with the teaching methods and they're just not sitting and listening to the lectures. So they actively do some things to make them involved in the teaching process.
Good, Bilal. So that means that they observe, they participate, they learn by doing, right? So they learn, they do certain activities, they do the practical activities, they get into the practical exposure, thereby they understand the concepts and they also get the chance to apply. Active learning means ensuring active participation of the learners, not only in terms of listening, but also in terms of speaking, listening, discussion, then doing the things and all. There are more emphasis is given on giving activities to the learners to learn. And what are the principles? What do you mean by adult learning? Yes, Bilal, adult learning. What do you mean by adult learning?
I'm not sure. Like the learning for the adults is different from the kids because adult you can just teach them things, force them to teach things. So the way of their thinking is different. So active learning, I'm not sure about the definition or like, could you please
Okay.
explain it?
Okay. No. So adult learning, we generally follow there. They mainly follow the principles of andragogy. Andragogy. Andra. ANDRA. Gogy. GOGY. Andragogy. Gogy. Mainly here there is a difference, marked difference between children learning and adult learning. Particularly adult learning, here the people who are not literates, people who are neo-literates, such people, for such people, they learn only when the person, adult educator, gives them some sort of confidence, takes their opinion, involves in the discussion, understand their individual differences, motivates them like anything. Because when we say adult learners are like they're in general mostly married, if not married, but they have certain age, and maybe illiterates or maybe just basic literates, and they are with a lot of family responsibilities and all. So for such people, how we can ensure learning? By means of simplifying the things, by means of individual interaction, by means of motivating them to learn, and giving small activities, so that success in small activity can help them to get into the new and bigger activities. So participatory learning is more suitable, participatory training, I mean to say, sorry, is more suitable for adult learning. Because in the participatory learning, it also gives importance for active learning, and it also gives importance for consideration towards knowledge and skills of adult learners. See, in conventional training, the consideration may not be given to the adult learners. Strictly, the trainer is more worried about giving skills, training in skills. But when it comes to participatory training, trainer also involves adults, also listens to the adults to add anything with respect to the training. Then let us see the principles of participatory learning. What are the principles of participatory learning? Before I move on to that, what is the difference between conventional training and participatory training? Mr. Bilal, any one difference?
The conventional training is trainer centered. The trainer is the one who teaches the things, and the students just absorb the information. While in the participant training, it's participant centered also. So he gets actively involved and he does practice what's being taught in real time.
See, I won't say that in conventional training there is no, I mean, learning of skills. There is a learning of skills by the adult learners. The problem is that adult learners' knowledge, experience are not taken into consideration. But in the participatory, that is taken into consideration. See, that is the key for education. Whenever as teacher educators or adult educators, when we meet the community, we should listen to them. Should listen to them. And what they want to say, what they have to say. We should identify their needs. Then it become more better. It is not like, suppose for example, I'll tell you. As an adult learner, you have got a project. Suppose you are working in a NGO. You have to visit a village or a place or a mountain region where you assume that people are illiterates. So just go with all the materials. You take your own team, all the materials. You establish rapport with the community elders. and go and you start. You tell that I am here to make you to learn A, B, C, D. English is very useful to you, like that. If you go like that, that becomes some sort of convention training. Before you initiate a training, you speak to them. Yes, we are here to learn. We are all going to learn. Don't say you. We are all going to learn like let alphabets of English. Anybody here want to say something? Anybody has anything to share, inform? We have to elicit like that. Because in the so-called people who are not literates, maybe the moment you approach them previously, the moment you start training, there may be gap. In that gap, they might have learned certain things, or they are likely to inform you about the characteristics of the local community, what actually they expect, how actually they want to learn. Do they know anything? What is their previous experience? Any other options they have? So as a trainer, one should listen to them. Okay. Now coming to the principles of participatory training. First one is it is participant centered. Yes. It rises out of specific needs of participants. That means it gives more importance to the opinion of the participants. Trainer role is very crucial. The trainer should be like accommodative, open-minded. Then next, here the learning not only imparts new knowledge, but also develops awareness and builds skill. Please remember when we give adult education to the target group, it is not just about only knowledge. It is also about awareness. It is also about the skills. Many a time we give more importance to the knowledge skills. So if we create awareness on some government program, that is also a kind of adult education only. And the learning, and even if you create some sensitization about the climate change, that is also awareness program only. Sensitizing for farmers about the climate change, drought, etc., that is also adult education only. Before you sensitize farmers about drought, prevailing drought, if you want to go for participatory training, you should listen to them. You should ask farmers what reason they assume that they are not able to grow the crops properly. Then afterwards, you can pass on information, awareness and all. Learning is derived from the experiences of the learners. That's why we say that participatory training, it essentially depends upon the learner's experiences. Whereas in the conventional training, learners' experiences may or may not taken into consideration. And especially experiential learning is very important with regard to participatory training. Experiential learning is nothing but where the learners are exposed to the situations, exercises, activities, context, etc. So that they learn through those experiences and all. Learners' experiences should be taken into consideration while going for participatory training. Next, participatory training requires a learning environment where learners and their experiences are valued and they feel psychologically secure and safe to unlearn, try their new ideas, and share their experiences. Participatory training, let us assume, it is not about just only gents. It is also about women. It is also about transgenders and women, men. They come with a different religious background and all. We need to be broad-minded, open-minded enough to admit and accommodate different learning styles. Okay, every person comes with their own background. Fine, we come across different people, multiculturalism. We see. I mean to say that distant. I mean, adult educators should be like should have multicultural competency. Need to understand different cultures, different languages. Should know the local language, what local language they speak. It is not. I do not mean you should learn. I mean to say that you should know which language they speak, what are their culture and all, and especially anything when we give adult education, in many cases it won't be successful because it is not properly merged with the local culture. Something new, something as if alien culture or something unwanted culture is brought up like that, people may feel should try to connect with the people, should try to understand the people. Fine. So as according to the situation, fine. You understand? So if I offer adult education in Tamil Nadu, the culture is little different. If I offer adult education in Delhi, the culture is different. Uttar Pradesh different. Like the northeast states, it's little different. That means the culture of the people also matters. Their experiences should be valued, and they should feel psychological secure. When they can feel psychological secure, when you can politely deal with them, when you can, when they feel confident about you that they also can share information, and when they feel confident that you are there to bring literacy in them. And many a time, the adult learners, you should motivate them to unlearn also. Well, we learn certain patterns. Many a time we need to unlearn also. For example, I was using OHP. Now, like we have got a PPT, projector. Now, what happens even if I use OHP instead of projector? What happens? Like I'm not unlearning. I'm just sticking to the old knowledge only. So, what I mean to say, sensibly, I should be oriented. Likewise, the adult learners should be sensibly dealt, and participation of the learners in the entire training process is valued. It should be valued. They should feel that it is our training program, it is for us, and they can develop their own norms, values, and take responsibility. The training given by the trainer should be in such a way that the adult learner should feel that as if the training is conducted by themselves only. How we can ensure uh, that homely feeling for the participants, Bilal? Suppose you are choosing a community who are not literates. You go and organize a literacy program for the people who are not literate. How do you make them to feel that that is their own program?
First, I would have to know about their cultural backgrounds and what language they speak and what are the cultural norms for them. And then I would ask them that we're gonna learn something new, and I'll take into account their beliefs and what they know already, and make them feel like they're part of the program.
Yes, very good, Bilal. Very nice answer. Yes, and we can involve the elderly community people, and even in the given locality, there can be some people who are literates. Their help also can be taken, and when there is a presence of their own community members, what happens? The adult learners feel like it's okay, so we can learn. They feel interested. But it is totally by someone who are not at all familiar. What happens? They feel like rejecting. We cannot compel. In adult education, we cannot compel. Rather, we can motivate the people. Why we need adult education? We need adult education because when people are literate, then they can contribute to the society economically. Yes, the society can prosper only when it is a literate society. There are some principles of adult learning. So as we know the principles of participatory learning, the participatory training, I mean to say, should follow the principles of adult learning. Let us see what are those. Adults come to the learning situation with a well-defined perception about oneself. Most of the adults they know that I'm going to attend some classes to learn about A, B, C, D, or to learn about basic this one knowledge. Low self-concept blocks new learning. Many a time, many of the distance, adult learners are very scared because they would be having low self-concept because they have a gap. See, even in B.Ed college where I'm working, sometimes we come across people who have got lot of gap. Like 15 years back, they might have done degree and they joined B.Ed after 15 years. So they have a low self-concept. They don't have confidence on themselves. So that you need to take into consideration. You need to motivate them. Low self-concept may be due to their perception about past experiences of marginalization. And many a time, low self-concept can be due to the lack of success. Building their self-concept is very important. As a distance, as a adults, we need to learn. We have to contribute to the society. Like that, they should think of, they should feel.
Sir?
ಮೇಡಮ್
Yes,
ಅವ್ರು
sir.
ಬಿಲಾಲ್ ಶೇಖ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್
Left,
ಆದ್ರು.
ah?
ಅದೇ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
Okay, sir. Uh,
ಅದೇ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
okay, sir. Conclude ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದಾ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಇಲ್ಲ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಒಂದು
ಹಾ,
5
ವೇಟ್
ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್.
ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಅದೇ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಬೋದೇನೋ ಅಂತ.
Yeah.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಾವು?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನಾಳೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮೈಸೂರಿಗೆ?
ಸರ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರು.
ಎಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ, ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಸರ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಸರ್.
ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್
ಮೇಡಮ್